After sleeping on my triggers that came up yesterday, I realized that I was being triggered into a higher state of awakening by what I experienced. So if my higher self needed to go higher and it needed me to raise my own consciousness, it was going to put before me the very specific triggers that were going to activate that. So I went into a beautiful herb shop that was filled with crystals and salt lamps and every herb and botanical and medicinal flower on the planet. And I spoke to the owner about carrying my goddess medicine line of natural perfumes and massage oils. She absolutely loved everything. She was complimenting the quality and the packaging and the branding and just the overall vibe. But she said, and I saw fear in her eyes, and she pointed down to the word goddess that was branded onto the wood display. And she said that word alone could cause some major problems for me as a business owner in this area. So, and I saw fear in her eyes. I saw so much fear in her eyes, but I felt so much wisdom and power in her presence. She was a beautiful crone, and I deeply just loved her off the bat. Like I could feel lifetimes of working with her and healing with her and knowing her. It was just this beautiful resonance. But where she was at right now on her own journey was all this fear. And that fear was rejecting me, right? And that's what it felt like in the moment. And then I realized real quickly, no, this is not a rejection of me. This is a rejection of what I represent, because it invokes fear in her. So then I had to look at where there's still fear in me, where I am, am I afraid to be the witch within a dress? Right? Because they're going to come burn a cross in my front yard. They're going to bomb my business. They're going to destroy everything that I built because, I was burned in many lifetimes. I was butchered. There were horrible. I have ancient memories raising up in me constantly. And I am remembering lifetimes of fear and condemnation and destruction and mutilation for being who I was. And so that part of me now, that warrior in me now, wants to step into a state of, rising above and representing the evolution where we're at now in our consciousness. But I have to match that. So I always have to be willing to look at how I'm triggered and what I need to work on. And is there more clearing within me? So, yeah. So basically, I realized that her fear was just showing me where I was still in fear. Yes, I have come out on some level, but I haven't fully come out. I have not fully come out. I am still struggling to write my bio for my website, because the true essence of my story and my reasons why and what I know I can do for people, I'm still afraid to claim that. So I felt the presence of Kali. I felt the presence of Joan of Arc. And I went into that warrior mindset. And I got really pissed off. Not quite rage, but sacred anger. I'm not ashamed of it. But very quickly, I felt the presence of Mary Magdalene. And she stepped in front of both of them and put her hand up very gracefully and said, "Not like that. You can do this with grace. And the only way that you're going to do this with grace is with love. And you have to start with yourself." So it was very powerful. It was very activating. And I shifted my consciousness immediately into the light, into the solution and the resolution. And so I looked more deeply into my own wound, my own witch wound, my own fear. And I just sent so much love out to this beautiful woman and to her shop and to the customers and the community, so that she can really, my prayer is that she can step a little more fully into her power without fear, and that she will be embraced and celebrated by her community instead of ridiculed or threatened. The difference between lack and abundance is huge, and we have to be willing to look at where it is still present in us if we wish to see it healed in the world around us. So this was a real big moment of coming home to myself and really purifying my own energy field and clarifying my intention. So I now realize that, yes, my vision and my path has all these different levels and layers to it. But what is essential right now in the community that I'm in is love. Activating the love vibration, the shifting from fear to love, shifting from lack to abundance, and truly believing that it's all possible and that it is our birthright and we deserve to live in this new dimension where there's nothing to fear. Everything that we need and want is available, and our gifts are not to be hidden. Our gifts are now, they have become our currency. Your gifts are your currency. My gifts are my currency. This whole world of money and, these financial systems are breaking down on many levels. And we are shifting into our gifts and the celebration of our gifts and the fearless representation of our power. So it was just on so many levels the most beautiful thing that could have happened to me at this point in the journey, because I'm stepping up and stepping in. And that fear is a very real thing. The only way to transcend it is to embrace it and acknowledge it and to honor the fear. I am honoring this fear, going, wow. I look into the eyes of this gorgeous crone and I see the lifetimes of fire and burning and terror and abuse. And to see it in her was to see it in myself. To honor it in her was to honor it in myself. And it is a very real thing. But we are here now in this new world to create a new vibration, a new belief system, a new inner knowing that transcends all of that. And it's just absolutely beautiful to be right here right now, and to really feel more empowered every day. I'm walking through the fires. I'm walking towards the fear. I'm going into all the dark corners, and I'm shining the light of consciousness and love. And I am more than willing to do the work that is being asked of me, with every shadow that comes up, with every trigger that manifests. And so I wish for you the strength and the courage to run towards your fear, run towards your triggers, because that's where the medicine is. That's where the healing is. I forget who said it, but there's a quote that the cure for the pain is in the pain. And wow, that could not be more true. And to know that you have the strength, that you are strong enough to handle what is there. You will not get stuck in it. That is just the fear matrix playing itself out. And you are here to dismantle, to delete that file, and to activate this new program of love, abundance, love and abundance, service. And I believe in you. I believe in me. I believe in us. And it's a really beautiful day to be here. Namaste.